Nice TV Moshie Wagekeno.
Twashokereria mwiroreri wa Nice TV tugithie na mbere na ndereti itu. So we're going to talk about rejection. When we talk of rejection in a layman's language ni kukataliwa. Kuna many instances unaweza kuwa rejected. How would you define rejection?
Just like you said, rejection kukataliwa. When, and sometimes rejection is not just about people saying no to you. You will find rejection. You feel rejected actually when maybe you're going to a party or friends are gathering together and all of a sudden people do not fully recognize your presence. You feel rejected.
Silent rejection.
Yes. And there is that outright rejection where people get to tell you that no, it's not working. Like you get to apply for a job and all of a sudden people are like, you get a regret. You thought that you were qualified for a certain job, a certain position, and sometimes they write you. By the way, companies get to write you sometimes, and at times they say, they don't even get to recognize, like you feel they never even recognize that you even applied, okay? So they say no. And at times when it comes to relationships, boy, girl, a boy goes, he likes this lady, and as they are approaching the lady goes, Maze, where's the type here? You feel rejected. And maybe a guy umejaribu kumuonyesha for a lady, umejaribu kumuonyesha maybe atimaze izo, you know there is a way that ladies do it. And in the end, as you're trying to show yourself like I'm available for you, and this guy is like, nah, you know? And maybe sometimes men can be crude. Wanachekanga, wanakuchekelea ile design kwamba you feel like I can't. Yani design kama umeshukishwa, umejisikia nothing kabisa. So rejection comes in various forms. Sometimes as children, your parents do not have maybe so much money, and then you find like they are getting to buy the older ones something, but because you are chini kidogo, you're the second, third, fourth born, you only feel like they care about that. It's a feeling of rejection, where you feel like you don't really matter, you're not measuring up, and you start questioning yourselves, what is this that is about me that they didn't like? But again, with the rejection, it will bring us to the place of thinking about rejection will always happen in various forms, in a group setting, in a family setting, in whatever it is, come on, a job may apply and all that. Rejection happens. It is part of life. The question is this: how are you going to deal with the rejection?
Thank you very much. Muroreri gwehoka no urathi na mbere na kurumirira tafarira itu kuri na ndene cio cio kinyaniria muna wa Facebook. Ndirona mundu gwitwo Gicomoredi Prince akiuga kiri thiini wa mitabo ekubidi mundu gwitwo Gicomoredi Prince utuike wa guthoma githungu nyoni nyuma thomagira dirisha-ini akiuga good evening. Tugagicokeria ngatho na njira ria yagirira ne mugakara akiuga tuned in from Roasters in gucokeria ngatho mundu gwitwo Susan Muthuri akiuga you look wonderful na ngona mundu gwitwo Gicomoredi Prince ageta mundu gwitwo Miri site na mundu gwitwo James Mugai makoro makiingira thiini wa mitabo mundu gwitwo Lady wa Njiro onake ndirakimuona guku ririkana na baitu ya ndumiriri nguhine gifugo mugwanja gifugo imo mugwanja gifugo igere inya na twagithina na mbere na guthoma maundu matiganite ikereka-ini ria mbere ntwagorwo tukihutia self love ngaici twakorwo tukihutiriria rejection na niyo mundu gwitwo Sir Emmanuel akorwo agitariria uria eminite na akorwo akihutiriria maundu maigana ona. No, before we continue, how do someone handle rejection?
when rejection comes, one accept it. The best way to overcome anything is acceptance. And as we are going to talk about acceptance also. Accept the fact that you have been rejected. You know, like, that is a fact. It has happened. Somebody has put you away. You've missed out on something. They never looked onto you and all that. It has happened. The first place that you need to go to is, how do I process this within my mind? After you have accepted it, how do I process whatever just happened in my mind? What are the tracks? Unajua ni kama ngoma inacheza kwenye akili yako. Umekataliwa. Wewe utaanza kuanza sema, poor me, they don't love me, I am useless, they just saw it. Whatever you start speaking to yourself after rejection matters. So, let's look, for example, you have applied for a job. Na hapa kukuja ama pamekuja regret. And they say that maybe we didn't do this because we actually found somebody that is better qualified. It is an opportunity for you even to write back to the company and say, what is it that you saw that I fell short on? Okay? That is a positive way of you looking into rejection. A guy says, maybe a girl goes, mazewe si type yangu. Maybe because wewe umeenda pale ukiongelesha dem, unaongea ile design ya kwamba ni kamba, you do not know, unajaribu kujirudia, maybe ni vitu ulisikia kwa mtu mwingine alifanya. They ask maybe, so how am I not your type? Atakwambia mimi utaka hivi na hivi. Ama maybe this is where you didn't measure up. And take that which has been given to you negatively, and they say when life gives you lemons, make lemonade. So when you have been rejected, it is a first place for you to deal with it positively is to accept that it happened. Secondly, take to a place of knowing that they rejected something about you. It is not you as a person per se.
So you say we can take rejection as a learning process.
It is a positive thing. It's not always a negative thing for you to take rejection. Because however you're going to take it, it actually changes the whole picture. Ile mziki unajichezea kwenye mind yako after you're rejected. Like you start telling yourself, maybe I didn't measure up. I'm just stupid. Na nini, that will bring you down. But rejection can be a process for you to learn and get to even adjust where ambapo uliko umeambiwa kwamba maybe you don't measure up in this. And then you go. I remember a time ago, I was applying for some position with a certain NGO. I got rejected the first time, and the second time, and the third time. After the third time, I asked to go meet the person that was dealing the HR. And I went. I planned for that. And I asked them, why is it that you say you rejected my application? And they said, you overqualified. And I said, overqualified, I think all I wanted is to serve within this. And therefore, if I'm overqualified, therefore I'm going to offer more. And in the end, within organizations or companies, some people are so afraid because this man was actually very open to me. I said, unajua nini? Hata nikikuchukua kama cleaner, kazi yako itaonekana. And at times, I had these feelings at first. Maze, kwa nini nilijifanya nikakuwa this much qualified? Unaona? And that was a place for me to go into depression. But I thought, I don't need to lower my standards.
Yeah.
This is who I am, and I will stay with these standards. I will walk with these standards, because in the end, I know who I am. So in rejection, get to know who you are, because ukichukulia kivingine, despite ya kwamba mtu amefanya na insecurities zake, that they will reject you because they have their own insecurities, let it not bring you down. Because you know who you are. Don't lower your standards.
But then, you said after once you're rejected, you need to accept. But before ufike kwa hiyo acceptance, definitely you experience a lot of emotions,
Yes.
confusion,
Yes.
sadness.
Yes,
It's so hard to accept.
very true. And let me tell you this. Take rejection as a process of grieving. Unaona pale, you've lost somebody that you love.
Yeah.
You consider that position labda ulikuwa unataka ama that thing that you wanted. And death has happened, because rejection is almost like death.
Yeah.
There are places that come, there are processes of grieving that come to you. The first is denial. You deny, Maze, this has not happened. Maze, imekuwaje? Maze, how can it be? And that's where ukikwama pale for so long, and then it comes to the place of acceptance. Okay, fine. Imefanyika, na sijui vile nitadeal nayo. Then you go to the next step of grieving. Because it hurts when you're rejected. After accepting it, there is a place, you've gone through denial, acceptance, and then you start bargaining. Yani, kwa nini hawakuona this part, ama maybe why didn't they get to consider this other side of it, na nini? And as you get to that, you're already starting to heal. So allow yourself, once you're rejected, to go through the grieving process. Go through the process of accepting everything. You'll be depressed, yes, but don't stay there. Accept again, that's what I was saying. Accept the situation, it is there. You will get to debate, what is it that I could do better to get to fit to that position? And as you get to debate with yourself, you get to understand that the next thing that I will do is maybe better myself in this. Did I look so arrogant, maybe to my interviewer? Labda nikuuliza swali ukamwambia, I was expecting that one. Unaona? And as you say that, they look at that, your interviewer will look at you and think, this person is actually arrogant.
Yeah.
And that becomes a source of rejection for you. So what did I do that I did? So with every rejection that comes your way is an opportunity to get to learn yourself. Who am I? And then as you get to that, then you get again to the second part of accepting it. Oh, so this is it. You adjust to that which it is, and you start living with that rejection. But ukikata, ile design ya kwamba you're just in denial, apana, I was the best person, you're going to grow bitter. You're going to grow bitter.
Yeah.
And as you grow bitter, then bitterness actually destroys you instead of destroying the person that you're actually bitter against.
Thank you very much. Muroreri no rathi na mbere na guthoma maria turakiaririria muthenya wa umuthi, self love, acceptance na rejection. Ici turakorwo tukirora thiini wa rejection, no wakigwa we ungikaga gukorwo ukiheo wira, tigirira ati ni wabuatirira ukimenye ni thina wari ki, niguo tigirire ati haria thina wonekera no nginya utigirire ati ni wacenjia maundu uria magikaire, na acceptance no nginya ukorwo ugetikira maundu uria meyumiria, ugatigirira ati ni wametikira na njira iria yagireire. Back to you, Wangoi.
So once I'm rejected, first I have to accept.
Yes.
After accepting,
Then after accepting, again, let me go back again to what I was saying. With rejection, it brings you back you go through the grieving process, okay? And whether it is like in death or in everything, grief is a good thing. But as you go through the process of grieving about this thing that you lost, because it is lost, you can gather away, like you can gather yourself and know, how am I going to come back? There are people, let's think about Thomas Edison, the guy that invented the bulb, and the failures that he went through. Consider these failures that he went through. They say it's about 990 or 99 times. With the failures that he went through, he got to a place that a journalist asked him that now within this 900 plus times that you were not able to get to your answer. Why didn't you give up? And he said, because I learned the 900 and something plus of not doing this which I was doing. So they reject you, and it's just coming right now. At first, and sometimes you will have brilliant ideas, and people, because we are so used to taking that which we know and is available. But you know, innovators come with new things every time. And sometimes people will look at it and go, oh maze, iyapana, it will not work, and they reject it outrightly because they do not understand it. And somebody said this, that first they reject you, then they laugh at you, and then they think about what you're saying. In the end, they accept you.
Let's talk about acceptance now. Self-acceptance. How do you practice it? Ndivyo ufike umejitikia we mwenyewe. What are some of the processes that unaweza pitia? Apart from rejection, umesema it's something you are learning towards acceptance. So what are some of the stages in your utapitia?
In acceptance, there are things that you know that you're good at. Let's start from there. Hey, kama hiyo. Your designer kumba. Maze, again, let me say that I really love the way you do it. And you go about it, nice TV Kenya, blah, 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 blah. I can't even do it. Okay? And man, just accepting that this is you, this is how special you are, that you can do that. Nobody can do it the way you do it. I can't. The way I speak, nobody else can speak the way I speak, because this is me. By the way, I go to places and nishambiwa nademo Gikuyu, na I speak very good Kiswahili pia, and I speak very good English. Nambo maze ujama naongea Kizungu mingi, but it is who I am. So the place of acceptance is knowing this is who you are. Si kila mtu atakukubali vile ulivyo. Unaona? Si kila mtu atakukubali, but wewe ukijua vile ulivyo and you are well with who you are, that is a very good plus. It is also said that some people also reject you and fail to accept you because whoever you are irritates their demons. So mtu mwingine nile amekuona tu namna ile and they are like, ujamaa simpendi, because it is showing the inadequacy. So it's not about you, it's about them. So if I fail to accept who I am because of somebody else, I do not know whatever they're struggling with. I don't know. So nikianza kuwa just because of who they are, maze nitajipoteza mimi mwenyewe. I'll not get to what I am supposed to be. Everybody has a destiny in life. Everybody was created different. Wherever God wants to take you, you will go there if you know who you are. In the book of Daniel, inasemaga hivi, them that know their God will do exploits. You will never be able to do exploits whatsoever if you do not know God and you do not know who you are.
Can someone reject you because of what you are?
Yes. Yes. Have you ever come to think of this?
What?
Unakutanaga na mtu, and this is very deep, by the way. I'm not just saying it for the sake of saying it. Have you ever met somebody that you think, Maze, that person is so beautiful, they're handsome, or they're ugly? Do you ever think, how do they think of me? Are they seeing me handsome, beautiful, or ugly?
No.
It is very personal.
Yeah.
Mtu anaweza kuangalia namna ile akakuchukia just because of their personal preferences. Do I go with everybody's personal preferences?
Nope.
No. I go with what I know I am. And then there is that which is acceptable within the society. And then as long as I'm not doing anything wrong, tuende kazi. I'll not be able to please everybody. Yeah.
Okay, thank you very much. Kuri anenda-inĩ citũ ciokinyanĩria thiĩ na mbere na kũmũtambũra ũrĩa mũragĩthiĩ na mbere na kũingĩra mũndũ gwĩtwo Daisy Stella kĩrĩ thĩinĩ wa mĩtambo na mũndũ gwĩtwo Gloria Melody marakiuga makĩrĩ thĩinĩ wa mĩtambo na Gloria Melody anauliza, does self-rejection na self-reflective go hand in hand?
No.
What is self-reflective?
Self-reflection is where, I will use this word, you become introspective. Introspection is about you looking onto the inside. You're trying to evaluate yourself. And introspection is about, how do I want to better myself? So you're trying to gauge yourself. What are the places that I would want to build? What are the places that I am failing in? And all that. So it is again coming back to you. Because as you try to evaluate who you are, the things that you're doing, then it brings you back to a place where you start wondering and thinking and making the decision, these are the places that I want to build myself in. And in self-rejection, it is where people can actually, people that self-reject or have that aspect of self-rejection, utamwambia huu mtu ni mzuri in this kind of a thing. And self-rejection sometimes lies to you that it is humility. Ushambia mtu Maze nafurahia vile ulivyo. And then they go, apana. But that, they're trying to show humility, but in their real self, it's because they do not believe in whatever strengths they have in themselves. And so, in their not looking positively in themselves, they start pushing themselves away. Self-rejection is decapitating. Inakuvunja vile ulivyo. And it starts destroying you. Self-evaluation, introspection actually gives you strength when you start using it positively.
I can see our time is up. I want us to wind up. So say something to our viewer, something that you feel you didn't say, that they have to hear about it.
One, you will never love anybody else beyond that which you love yourself. I'll repeat that. You can never love anybody else beyond that way that you love yourself. So love yourself. This is self-love. I'm not talking about being selfish. Love yourself first. Accept yourself. Know that there are things that you can never change yourself about, or you can never change about yourself. But understand this. You have every room, and it is not late for you to change, to become a better person. Whatever age you are in, you could be 16, you could be 60. You still can change to become a better person. There are people that even after their retirement from whatever jobs that they were working during the day, they started following through with their hobbies, like in arts and painting. And they became very good at it. That by the time that they were getting to the age of 80, by the way, usije ukafikiria ati kwamba ukifika 50, 60, that you're too old. No. How old are you going to be before you die? You don't know. You will get to 90 maybe. You will get maybe hata to 54. Hatujui siku utaenda. But the biggest thing is this. Love yourself first. And as you love yourself, you are able and capable of loving others. To the measure that you love yourself, that is the same way that you can be able to love others.
Thank you very much. Tell them your name and where they can get you.
Jetago Emmanuel duati washige. Finally. Jetago Emmanuel duati washige. Nabaya kwa yathi moni kefo gumugwaja kenda igire emwe ithathatũ. Okay. 0792196157. God bless you. Have a wonderful week.
Thank you very much, Babato Nada, for coming today. Tumeongea mambo mengi. Hope mwiroreri no akorwo githoma maundu matiganite maria twakorwo tukiaririria na ngagĩcokeria ngatho tukoyaga uri wa mwanya gutigirira ati ni twagukinyeria maundu mothe maria tugubangire na tugatigirira ati muturire waku no aikara na njira iria yagirire ni ngagĩcokeria ngatho cia mwanya Hindi gukugira horo ni amu cikihanda thaa imwe ni ngukorwo ngicokereria haha na utuku wa mohoro tukimenya maria magitinda makihanika guku bururi-ini hamwe na nja wa itokaci ya bururi no ni nguririkanie you are born to be perfect but not you are born to be real but not to be perfect. Stella wagoi
Ngagĩcokeria ngatho we mwĩroreri wa Nice TV o nginya kiumia kĩu kĩngĩ ndũkariganĩrwo. Acceptance is the foundation of growth and change, and remember to love yourself first. Njĩtagwo Wangoi wa Nyoro.
Punchline.